into the second match now. This is going to be a difficult one for Epsilon. Sprout being able to claim the map pick of Epsilon, of course, now puts them in a very good position to try and get the 2-0. Let's see if that's going to happen. Of course, on the desk, I believe it was a very one-sided prediction mostly. I think only one person actually gave Epsilon that double-digit round score, so it's looking like Sprout are definitely in a solid position right now, and actually Epsilon will be able to claim that knife round, so they'll be able to decide which side they want to begin on. But of course, I'm Dean, and I am going to be alongside Hawke.
Yeah, it's interesting here on Cobblestone because back on Mirage, even though Epsilon picked that map, I mean, you're looking at it, they've only really played 1 or 2 games, and when they played against Tricked in a best of 3, they picked Mirage, they lost Mirage, then they had to play on Cobblestone, which was Tricked's pick, and then they won on that one. So maybe there's still a chance for Epsilon. They're definitely still a very young team, right? So it's still sort of to be seen what exactly their map pool is like. They probably won't be that well prepared for every map. So maybe Cobblestone could still go their way. They're going to start the CT side. And again, Sprout's investing heavily into utility. They seem to like this on their pistol rounds. Let's hope this Molotov works a little bit better than the last one back on Mirage, though.
Yeah, let's see. Look at this interesting setup right now by Epsilon. That's not something you see every day. They have 2 players boosted up in connector, but at the moment, Sprout, they put a bit of presence towards B. That's actually sold a bit of a fake. The rotate did originally come in there by Robin, but at the moment, a lot of players focused heavily over towards that B bomb site. Well, I believe that boost actually still in place, so that's a very strange position to be holding from. I guess they may be expecting a split towards the A bomb site. They want to have those 2 players ready to shut down any sort of connector push through the drop room. But right now, Sprout, with most of their presence over towards A, there is, of course, 1 player left lurking, that's Spiddy. So that stack, it may end up coming in handy, but with only 1 player there at the moment, maybe it would have been a better decision to have that extra presence towards one of the bomb sites, specifically A, with Sprout right now looking to try and lock in their targets on this position. Smoke, of course, still in play by NATO Safix. Molotov available for Crystal, and a flash to try and blind up these players, as early on it is now finally going to be some contact being found. Crystal and Robin facing off against each other on middle. Damage been exchanged slightly, and it is going to go in favour of Sprout. But with 45 seconds now remaining, they need to get a move on soon, and a smoke going down is going to delay them a little bit further. Robin, nice shot there onto Crystal, takes them down. And now Sprout need to make a commitment to one of these bomb sites, and it looks like it's going to be towards B instead, with a bit of a fake towards A.
Yeah, NATO is the man trying to sell that fake, and oh my goodness, look at the map. A massive rotate comes in. Smoothie's going to spot them, but they're actually trying to split towards A. This is a disaster for Sprout. They're just going to get mowed down. That's really unfortunate. It's NATO, I mean, he did what he had to do. He was drawing the presence over towards A. Unfortunately, Sprout thought that they could go for the split there. It just seemed very awkwardly timed, though. NATO threw the smoke way before the push came down drop. And it's likely that's going to draw at least some sort of rotate, or players would be in connector ready to rotate. So it seems like a somewhat strange decision there from Sprout. I'm not sure if that's exactly what they had planned at the start of the round, but either way, Epsilon were ready for it.
Yeah, if they went towards B there, they likely would have won that round, or at least had a very solid chance to do so. Well, but definitely a higher chance than when they went towards A there, right into the stack and just got shut down. So into this one, they are going to have a very heavy utility investment, interestingly enough. Dennis, Innocent, NATO Safix, and Spiddy all go for some sort of utility. And Surreal right now, no Kevlar on these opponents. He will be able to just take down Innocent with ease, mows him down with the M4, and now he execute towards the B-bomb site. Let's see if anything is going to be found, but so far nothing really going to be going in favour of the Sprout side until NATO Safix finds 1 headshot with the Glock. Still not looking too good for a Sprout, as the HP on Dennis is low. He will be finished off by Surreal. And now it's all on the NATO Safix and Crystal as they look to try and clutch this 2 versus 4, and they don't really have any map control either. Stuck on the bomb site, Crystal may at least get the bomb plant, but Robin, nice double spray down comes in as he closes that one out and gets the defuse. So Epsilon, they have 4 players alive, but Sprout, I'd say they'll be happy enough with getting 1 kill and the bomb plant out of that, but then again, they invested a lot in utility.
Yeah, the bomb plant did come in, but Sprout almost all invested. It was only NATO who was saving for the AWP, who could now get an AK with Kevlar, so it shouldn't really be any sort of crazy force buy, especially because now they can go for a couple of pistols and still be able to get a decent buy into the next round. So Epsilon will have the chance to extend their lead. It should be a very high chance of extending their lead, again, with the weak buy from Sprout, although TSAC could be in trouble here. Oh, never mind. He gets 3. I was going to say he might lose his rifle, but he is up to the task of holding them off, surviving on just 12 points of health. Now he is willing to just fall back. Again, good to see T-Sac here just fall back. There's no need to stick around. There's no need to risk dying off and losing the M4. He will just look to hold on to his gun. And Crystal is just chilling in a smoke.
Yeah, Robin has actually pushed forward, so they should be able to find this kill. No, T-Sac, he's the man who plays patiently, and he ends up finding the final kill anyway, so I guess it's true what they say. Is it a turtle wins the race, slow and steady? He ends up getting the final kill, of course. Gets himself that extra, a little bit of stat padding, I guess, up against the pistols. But now Sprout, they will be coming hot, into this round hot, rather, with a buy. They have 4 rifles, they have the op on 8 of Sapphics, and right now Epsilon keeping even one of those SMGs in. So let's see if Sprout are going to be able to start this off strong on the first gun round. Right now it is a default with a lot of focus over towards the A position. They may be looking to try and get some map control, take over mid, and maybe even long, but Innocent spamming through the smoke. Takes down Surreal, and no trade is able to come in for the CT side, so looking decent now for Sprout, as they will begin to progress in towards the A-mid position. Nice spot there as T-Sac's legs are going to give away his position, and he will actually be taken down by Spiddy in the end, so I think that's just going to force the other player to fall back off and play this a bit more passive. That's Smooya. He has an op, and so many players right now are going to be converging on his position. Dennis comes in from behind, easy kill the time, and not working in favour of Smooya. And now the A-bomb site under the control of Sprout, and all the kills so far going in their favour. Innocent closes it out with a quick double kill.
Well, Sprout made that round look quite easy, quick and clean. They managed to claim that first round on the board. However, Epsilon won't be giving up without a fight. They're going to go for the buy back into this 5th round, and Smooya has the AWP. It looked decent on Mirage, but it's certainly a bit up and down. I feel like that's Smooya in general, though. He's a very flashy AWPer. He can make the plays, but sometimes maybe not making the best of decisions. Does feel like that's something that he could sort of try to improve on. Maybe just sort of, I guess it's fair to say, mediating himself, hitting an average rather than being so up and down. But oh, okay then. Cosmine just gets a kill through the smoke. That's not a bad way to start the round. Epsilon get a 3-man advantage.
Yeah, really nice job there to start that one off. But then again, if you continue to aggress, you do risk losing that man advantage, and you see that's what happens as Cosmian pushes forward, gets taken down by Spiddy, and then on a 4-on-4, Sprout been able to bring this back into a good position. They have some control in towards the drop room. Dennis is down in this position, but Robin up close with the UMP could maybe get the work done, but no, Dennis wins that fight. And now Sprout actually been able to claim the man advantage, as it looks like they will make their way towards the A-bomb site. T-Sac is in a very good position. He does also have Smooya now at the op to try and support, and he spots out the players, but he's not going to be shooting yet. Plays for some time, gets that one eventually, and just drops off to safety. You know, Sapphics not able to find the trade successfully, and Smooya with the op. He has to step it up here. Doesn't actually connect that shot, but he able to get some damage in, and actually successfully able to finish him off afterwards, as now it's a 2-on-2, and Surreal not looking too healthy, so it's a pretty decent position once again for Sprout, especially if they find this, but no, T-Sac, he steps it up once again, gets the double, and it's going to be Epsilon to reset the economy of Sprout, but luckily enough, winning the previous round with 5 alive, they will be able to scrape a bite together.
Yeah, I do like that boosted position there for a T-Sac to start the round. It's the kind of position you can play maybe once, twice a half maximum, because it is quite exposed from both positions. However, oftentimes teams do overlook that spot, and you see T-Sac gets that initial kill for free, then he can just drop off in towards mid and be a real nuisance for Sprouts, and you can see they just could not deal with him. Very well played round from him. He's currently leading the way in terms of frags, up there at 7 kills at these very early stages. Having said that, this round won't be too easy for him to get kills. It's not quite an eco for Sprout. They've got the money for the buy. I thought for a second there Smooya may have spotted out the first man, but not quite being able to do so. And in the meantime, the rest of Sprout are going to come back and reposition over towards A. Cosmine is playing up close in towards mid. He does have some sort of support from T-Sac back on the site, but Cosmine just goes straight through the smoke. Okay, this is ballsy. It's not going to work out, though. Dennis gets that first kill, and Sprouts again with a fairly quick man advantage.
Yeah, nice find there by Sprout. A bit of a mistake perhaps by Cosmine to stick around after not really spotting anyone out. Maybe should have just fell back off and gave the info to his team that either they were not over towards A or else they were focused on towards long. But Innocent pushing up on B long will be able to take down Surreal. Molotov's going to be not really timed correctly, and he ends up getting caught off guard. With a lot of damage done on the Sprout, though, there is still a chance for the CT side to bring this back, and T-Sac once again able to take down Dennis. But now the B-bomb site under the full control of Sprout. Let's see if Smooya will be able to find anything from this boost. Give them any chance to actually be able to make their way back into this bomb site. Bomb, of course, still yet to be planted, and Crystal actually jumping across there. That could have got dangerous, but Smooya just goes for the spam. And Crystal up close, very low HP. It's in a bit of a dangerous position with those wooden doors. One bullet would take him down, and Smooya hits a great headshot onto Innocent. He is going to be pre-aiming the tree, but it doesn't matter. NATO Safix wins that fight, as now it's going to be back into a 3-on-2 in favor of Sprout, and the damage is being done. Robin down to 16, and I think they've just decided to save this one. Carry the op and the M4 over. Do their best to have something to work with in the following round, as their economy, it is not looking great.
Yeah, Sprout finds success towards the B site. Certainly something to watch for into the future, because we've seen Epsilon put a decent amount of presence over towards A. It seems like they want to have 2 players committed towards that A bomb site. So that does draw some questions as to whether or not they can rotate quickly enough. Either way, Sprout will claim their second round, and unfortunately for Epsilon, as you were saying, even with the 2 guns being saved, it's not going to be a great buy. But with how weak their economy is, it's probably just worth going for the full force, and they decide that is indeed the case. A couple of CZs brought up. We all know how powerful the CZs can be, though. In the correct positions, they can be very potent. In the meantime, though, look at Sprout go. They're going to switch up the pace of their play straight out towards B. They found success here previously, but this is a big gamble to take against a few CZs, especially with the massive rotate coming in. 4 players on the B site. This could be good for Epsilon, but Dennis boosted up, catches the first. Surreal finds the trade, and Sprout now need to commit to the push. They're not going to get too much ground, though. Robin finds another kill, and now Crystal has a lot to do, and he is going to do it. 2 kills quickly. Oh, it's a third for Crystal. He just keeps on going. Crystal with all 4 frags, beautifully done, and Sprout get their third.
Great run by Crystal there. It got a little bit scary after they took so long to actually manage to cross to the bomb site. They were kind of just playing around the smokes, and that allowed Epsilon to all rotate into position. 5 players were just waiting on that bomb site, and as you can see towards the end, it got a bit risky, but Crystal steps it up when it's required. The IGL of the Sprout side, and now Epsilon, after going for the investment into the previous round, they won't really be able to get anything out of this round at all, other than a couple of pistols being upgraded. So let's see if at least some damage can be done. Dennis, though, he's able to take down 1 player over towards Long. Does receive a dink in the process, but you won't really be too bothered about that. Only has the Mach 10 into this round either way. But actually, while we have a quick chance, while Epsilon are in the eco, I just want to go ahead and tell everyone to check out Farmskins.com. They have better drops than Gaben, and of course they are the people that help bring this tournament over towards you guys, allow us to actually cover it. And of course right now, it is still just going to be eco by Epsilon rather, so I don't think much is really going to be found.
Yeah, shouldn't be too much for Epsilon to do. However, they have got, again, a bit of a stack going towards B. So if they could find a frag there, maybe a chance to find a rifle. And you can see Innocent will take the duels. Gets a second kill. There's the spray down for all 3. So it doesn't really matter in the end. Just going to be Smooya left alive. Was a little bit risky there. If Innocent lost one of those fights, then he does lose the AK. However, not really a massive issue, even if he does. And well, Innocent just holds off, so it doesn't really cause anything. Smooya's going to come through connector, but what can he do? Maybe 1 kill if he's lucky.
Yeah, maybe, but that's not even that likely. Maybe if someone from Sprout decides to overextend, but I don't know if that's going to happen. He goes for the peak himself, and because of that, he's going to get taken down. The rifle, of course, at that range should be winning that fight 9 out of 10 times, maybe even more, and that is indeed how it goes. As now Epsilon going to be able to get back onto the buy at least, but it's not actually going to be amazing. They don't have the op. Robin isn't going to be able to even get the M4 out, neither is T-Sack, as he's going to be put onto a FAMAS. Robin with the UMP, of course, so let's see if Epsilon are going to be able to get themselves back into this now, or will we see Sprout being able to claim the lead for the first time in this map?
They'll be hoping that they can get the lead into this 9th round. As you were saying, they went behind early, but they've recovered in the gun rounds back to this even position. Now they do have that chance to gain the lead. Cosmin again is out towards Platt. He's played this position once or twice already. In the meantime, Dennis is going to push out towards A long with the Mach 10. Not quite connecting early on. Epsilon have used pretty much all their nades at the start of the round, so there's no real way for them to hold off the push except for straight up watching the angles. But oh, Smooya gets great timing out towards A long. That's a really important start to the round for Epsilon, because without the nades, they really can use that opening pick. That's going to help things out tremendously. With 55 seconds left, Sprout still don't have to be too pushy, but the clock is going to become a factor.
Yeah, certainly. Just under 50 seconds now remaining, and it looks like they will actually be focusing on this B-bomb site. They do have a couple of players, or rather all their players over towards this side of the map, and Epsilon right now have 3 players in position to try and hold this one down. They have basically no utility. Surreal is the only one that has a flashbang to work with, and Sprout still have plenty available. Loads of Molotovs, plenty of smokes. Or they do have the smoke, I believe that was, and there you go, the execute is now going to begin to come in. They're just going to be trying to overwhelm this defense, and let's see if they're going to be able to do so. Surreal takes one, Robin going to be able to take down Dennis, and now it's only Innes and the NATO Sapphics that remain as they're still looking to try and get this done, able to find 1 kill at least, but that won't be enough as Epsilon are able to come back into this one, get themselves a couple of weapons picked up. They do even get the op, Cosme able to retrieve that for Smooya. So Epsilon coming back into this, reclaiming their lead, and Sprout do still have the money to buy into this one though. A little bit left over afterwards.
Yeah, pretty convincing round there for Epsilon. They managed to win that one without too many issues, but the question is, can they follow it up? As you were saying, their money still isn't really that well built, despite saving 3 guns from the previous round. Look at Dennis go. He smokes the molly, trying to make something happen. Seems like a bit of a weird decision, but maybe Sprout had the call to try and go for the fast A play. Either way, Innocent will get a kill on the other side of the map. He's going to stick around here, and Surreal gets close, but he could be in trouble. The Molotov is coming in, and Innocent has the chance and does get the kill. On just 1 HP, he will eventually be traded on by Surreal. He's brought it back to a 3v3. He's certainly done his bit. Fortunately for Sprout, though, T-Sac in towards mid. If he goes for the push, might either be able to spot the bomb or get a free kill from behind, and there it is. Despite Crystal watching the angle, he falls, and Epsilon have the man lead.
Yeah, perfect peek there by T-Sac, able to take that opening kill, and now with only NATO Sapphics and Spiddy remaining, they may be forced towards this A bomb site if they don't make a decision soon about where they want to go, and I think it is going to be towards A. T-Sac in a good position, has been stepping it up massively so far in this map for Epsilon. Let's see if he's going to be able to do it once again. As NATO Sapphics right now just holding back passively with the op. He can't really afford to do this for too long unless they just decide to save into this one. So let's see if that is what they go for, perhaps. Only 25 seconds now remaining. Still yet to really move at all, and I think they may actually just be looking to save this weaponry right now, as it's going to be difficult for them to try and get in towards this bomb site. But here we go, they will begin to move in finally. I don't know if they're really going to have the time to do so, but there we go. NATO hits the shot on the T-Sac, gives them the opening that's required. Molotov toward default. Smooya going to get forced out into the open as he jumps up on top of the bomb site instead, looking to try and stay alive and waste some time. But Sprout, they don't have the time, I don't believe. Surreal is going to have it just by staying alive, and that's why I was saying perhaps Sprout were just going to save. Very little time was left. They just ran that clock down a tiny bit too far.
Yeah, really unfortunate there. When you're in that 2v2, though, you just have to make sure you get the bomb at least started to be planting in time, because otherwise you're literally going to have no chance of winning the round. And you always have your teammate to follow you up as well, so you have to just commit to it and hope your teammate holds it off. Unfortunately for Sprout, maybe they didn't quite have the awareness of the clock, and that ends up costing them. However, into round 11... wouldn't be surprised to see them go for the buy. Even though the money doesn't look great, with the 2 guns being saved, it's probably worthwhile to go for the force here. I think they have taken a timeout, so it seems like they are just discussing exactly what they want to do in this position. It's still quite a tough spot, because 1 eco would probably be enough to get a strong buy back together. But you can see Crystal has now pulled the trigger. That's probably fair enough. I think the force buy is warranted here, especially because you can see on the Epsilon side, their money is also fairly awful. So if they win this round, Sprout are right back in the lead. Well, they would likely be in the lead as long as they didn't lose to a very weak buy.
Yeah, it's actually a really good buy right now for a Sprout, so I don't even think I'd consider this a force buy. The only real person who's working with weaker weaponry is Innocent, but even then he gets a Deagle, and similar over on the Epsilon side, it's a UMP for Robin, so let's see what's going to be done in this one now by Sprout. They did, of course, have a bit of time to discuss maybe what they want to try and change up now to start getting themselves some more rounds onto the board. First, they did indeed choose this map, so still... I presume they would be have a lot prepared rather for this map, I would presume. So let's see what they're going to be able to do. Still really just focusing towards middle was what I was going to say. They have a lot of players over in this position as they have throughout most of this half so far. Looking to try and get that control of A and then make the decision about where they want to go. Just 1 player left holding for some B aggression. T-Sac also likes to play up close on this ramp. We've seen him flash through that mid smoke before. as Epsilon right now looking to actually take a very aggressive stance on this hold. Not a map usually where you see the CT aggression coming in, but Epsilon are able to execute it well and take all that control towards B. That should now allow for some form of a gamble to be put towards the A-bomb site instead.
TSAC this time playing close mid. He might be spotted out here. Speedy is in the corner. Well, this is a little bit awkward, isn't it? The nades are going to come over the top. So the push will come through shortly, and TSAC will spot them out, but it's Robin on the first line of defense. The ump does get the first, not quite the second frag. However, in the meantime, the rest of his teammates are doing the damage. Smooya there, through the smoke, lines it up. He may have been able to see the opponent on the map thanks to his teammates' vision, and that just about does enough for Epsilon. A dominating round win. And Sprout not really in position to buy into this round. They can go for a few pistols, but it is going to be Epsilon coming out to quite a strong lead now.
Yeah, looking much better. You said that they were able to do this in the past. They lost their own map pick and then came back on Cobblestone up against a different team. I can't remember what one exactly you said it was, but it looks like they may be able to do so once again. Off to a very solid start on the CT side. A fairly even map overall. That was really bad. Apologies, my throat was a bit dry. But yeah, a fairly even map overall. So I think Sprout probably were aiming for about 7 or 8 rounds, looking to try and be as close as possible once they swap over to that second half. And there we go, a good start into this one. The Deagle is going to be able to open it up. Surreal perhaps getting a little bit too over aggressive there and getting taken down.
A little bit unfortunate. But the gun won't be lost, or at least it won't be gained by a Sprout, I guess you could say. So that's, I guess, the one thing that they have as solace from that death. By the way, it does leave TSAC alone on the A site hold. With the silenced M4, this is a very difficult position to be in. Now, however, Robin is coming back over, so that is the support he needed. 53 seconds left, and Sprouts are lining up this push, but Cosmine is also in connector. Seems like Epsilon have a good read on this one because they peeked out towards Plat. You can see Smooya still peeking on the map. He's trying to spot for the info, and that information might be on point because with 38 seconds, the push is going to come in, but Spiddy opens up quickly. They don't expect Robin. 2-3 kills for Robin. Such a quick flick, but it's still not enough. Smooya's left 1v2, and he gets finished off. What an explosive round, but no one on Epsilon fragging except Robin with that ump.
Yeah. Can I ask you something? What's the bet that my voice crack is going to be on Reddit when we finish casting this game?
Oof. It might just be. It wasn't great. I mean, my voice is getting dry as well.
Yeah, I didn't take a drink of water. I have a 5-litre of water beside me, but I haven't taken a drink of it for a while, so that went really bad. I think that's the first voice crack I've had in about 2 years, so that's a little bit embarrassing. Of course, it happens in front of about 3,500 people. But yeah, it's a funny one for people to laugh at, I guess. I'm not really too bothered about it. But yeah, coming into this one now, Epsilon, their economy not looking great. They are going to be actually stuck onto an eco. Sprout in a good position now to try and get themselves up to a 6th round, and that makes it a pretty decent half already and still a chance to try and increase it even further. But of course, you have to withstand the pistol. Surreal, that's your teammate. What are you doing? He took 3 shots. Luckily enough, he aimed very poorly, so he only hit one of them. But still, that was a little bit dangerous there. Could have perhaps taken down Smooya. As right now, it is just going to be Sprout just looking to try and split towards this B bomb site, it seems. Down drop room, Dennis and Innocent. They are going to be able to open it up. Also, Cosmin on low HP. Somehow finds 1 kill. Gets a little bit shaky there, but TSAC is now going to be the last man standing in a 1-on-4. I don't know if he's going to be able to get too much done, really.
Yeah, I do love that it's the 2 UK players accidentally shooting each other. Had to be, really, didn't it? If there's UK players in a game, it's going to be them making the bad plays. It's just how it goes, I feel like. Either way, TSAC just has a USP. Not much really to be said. Sprouts are going to get their 6th round together. I think it is worth pointing out, I feel as though Cosmine has been maybe underperforming a little bit throughout this series. I was kind of hoping for him to be one of the star players alongside Smooya, especially because he was in that old lineup. He did quite well for Epsilon then. So I'm a little bit maybe disappointed, but it is still early days, remember. This team still has time to settle. And we are going to see Sprout just about hold on to their guns. TSAC actually steals away an ump. I don't know how relevant that's going to be, but Sprout, make sure they stick together. They save as expected into round 14. Again, Smooya's going to have that AWP. Hasn't really found too much with the AWP just yet. It would be nice for him to have 1 or 2 more impactful rounds. Maybe that will be the case here in this 14th.
Yeah, let's see if they're going to be able to pull this one off. Smooya has the up, of course. That's the main thing that they really need to try and get something working. And there you go in the head. And you see that he is able to open that one up. He takes down Nato Safix. Innocent, though, of course, able to try out that back spraying through the smoke and able to take down Cosmian successfully. So back into a 4-on-4. It was looking good for Epsilon. But Sprout, no, they will have that advantage. The CT's defense is just going to be spread a little bit more thinly, and on Cobblestone, a map where it's already hard to try and actually cover all those positions rather, now it's just going to get even more difficult, as it looks like some drop control was looking to come in by Sprout, but T-Sac takes down Dennis over towards A Long. That Soul Lurker is dropped before he can really get anything done. T-Sac able to push forward also and realise that no one else is in this position. And now it's going to be all the CTs getting themselves ready over towards B. Smooya with the up. Hits that shot onto Innocent, takes him down, and the boost coming in towards 3 now. Let's see if it's going to be successful. Crystal spots one, takes down Robin. No one thought that there is a player up towards the rock, but Smooya, he has the support of Surreal. And now it's all onto Spiddy, and Smooya with a great flick to close that one out. The UK players stepping it up there, as it is going to be an 8th round for Epsilon. And Sprout now in the final round of this first half. They still have money to just about get the buyout.
Well, I was calling for Smooya to have 1 or 2 more impactful rounds. That was a very impactful one. 3 kills for him, proving the doubters wrong. And into this last round of the half, as you were saying, it's still a 4x4 Sprout, so nothing that really needs to be pointed out on that front. We have seen Sprout very often, I think, go towards that B bomb site. I think that is shown in the scoreboard, where T-Sac has only died 5 times, despite Sprout winning 6 rounds. He's been that consistent A player, and oftentimes he has had to save once or twice, so that's certainly something to take into consideration. It seems like Sprout having most of their success towards B, but that's still yet to be seen. It has been a couple of rounds where they've gone towards A and been able to come out on top. And in this round, it seems like they might go out towards A, because there's 4 players waiting outside that A site. And Smooya is currently positioned there with the AWP, so after finding the 3K previously, might have the chance to do some more damage in this round here.
Yeah, and also T-Sac, who's so far been one of the better performers for Epsilon, is also going to be in that position close to mid. Although he has been in the spot quite a few times, so Sprout, they should be aware that this is a possibility. Molotov goes down with the smoke and will be put down also to really stop that aggressive push from Sprout.
Sprout now going to go back over towards B. NATO Safix again has the AWP. He's going to go down drop, interestingly enough. This is a bit of a gamble, but with 28 seconds, the push is going to come in. T-Sac, in the meantime, is playing aggressively towards mid, so he should spot out that it's unlikely to be an A play. That's allowing the rotate to come in, but Dennis gets a quick entry. NATO also finds one with the AWP. Cosmin is still here, but he gets traded quickly. He is out in the open. And Smooya drops the bomb. There's a second. That might be the round 1. The bomb is dropped. There's no time left, and they're not going to find this frag. Smooya, only 2 kills, but 2 kills that make all the difference. Epsilon get their 9th on the board. Sprout just take a little bit too long on that B push.
Yeah, and Smooya almost able to pick up the 3rd one there. It doesn't matter either way. He had done more than enough, been able to actually drop the bomb with very little time on the clock. So Epsilon actually able to get themselves a 9-6 half. They'll be very happy with that. It was a pretty solid performance overall. Sprout, we saw them a couple times been able to chain some rounds together, but mostly it was Epsilon actually in control of the economy. So let's see how it's going to go now as we head on to the second half. Of course, Epsilon looking good now to try and return the favour and take the map choice of Sprout and make them take a little bit of their own medicine after we saw Epsilon fall in the Mirage. You mentioned before, though, they have chose that map multiple times and actually lost it themselves. So maybe they should really be rethinking that approach.
Yeah, it is still early days for this team, so I don't want to judge them too harshly yet, because it felt like back on Mirage there were quite a few rounds where silly mistakes were being made, where maybe if they were a bit more well prepared, they wouldn't have made those rookie errors, I guess you could say. And this is a rookie team, so that's something you have to expect. But Cobblestone, it seemed a little bit more well prepared on this CT side. The question is, how is their terrorist side going to be? Because that's where you can have the issues if you're not quite on the same page. That's still yet to be seen on the Epsilon side, at least here on Cobble. Looks like both teams are now ready, so we'll get to see the pistol round come underway. I guess the one bonus is Epsilon, they could just go for some sort of rush down drop with full-on Kevlar if they wanted to. The pistol round, you don't really need to be as together, so that could go their way. It's yet to be seen, though, exactly what they're going to buy. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we will finally be getting back into the action though, so we didn't have too long of a break. We will be immediately returning to this to see if it's going to be Epsilon beginning to run away with a nice lead, or will Sprout be able to once again make sure that it's going to be a close game. Of course, Epsilon already doing better than most people on the desk predicted, so let's see which way this is going to go now, as Robin will be the man to pick up a utility, gets himself a smoke along with a couple of flashes, and over on the CT side, Crystal is the man that sacrifices the Kevlar in order to get that defuse kit and a smoke, and it looks to be a fast round now, right now by Epsilon. 3 players down drop, 2 players on the B long position, and right now it's only really Spiddy and I believe that is Crystal to try and hold down this bomb site, and with the smokes going down it's going to get even more difficult, but Spiddy in a good position. They aren't actually going to be checking this. Nice shot by Nato. Safix will get at least one, but back in favour of Epsilon. Smooya and Robin take one each, and continuous fights ends up with Sprout having a one-man advantage, and now it's all on to Smooya. Left in a 1-on-3, gets himself the first, tapping away with the Glock. It's getting dangerous, but Dennis, he'll be in position to just shut that one down, and it will be Sprout to indeed bring themselves up to a 7th.
Yeah, some awkward fights there towards the site. NATO Safix in particular struggled a little bit on the initial fight, but then managed to reload, managed to reposition for the second time around, and eventually got the frag he needed. And then the rest of Epsilon just kind of fell apart on the B push. You saw Smooya get 1 or 2 frags, but not enough. So heading into the 17th round, the pistols are here for Epsilon, but Cosmine is already gone. Having said that, Smooya is starting to warm up. He gets a kill with the Desert Eagle and also gets an M4 as a reward. He was the one player that didn't fully invest though, because he wanted that AWP, so he doesn't have the Kevlar with his rifle. Might be worth throwing that to a teammate, but for the time being he is sticking with it. And here comes a little bit of a push out towards the A site, but there are 3 CTs here, Spiddy being one of them and NATO being another. He's going to get 2 kills. And Smooya, okay, good position for the 1 frag. He's still got 3 more to find, but that's a start, I guess.
Yeah, and also a lot of time. He has still over a minute remaining, so he has a bit of time to work with. If not win this round, maybe even just try and get 1 or 2 more kills if possible. Spiddy being extremely low gives him a bit of a chance to maybe try and do that, as he will try to approach now from the door. Has the M4, of course, still. Having no armor, though, will be a small problem. Aim punch is going to be a factor. Gets the kill towards mid, though. Takes down Crystal, and that's actually the player with the most HP that falls. So Innocent and Speedy now, they're going to be left to try and close this one out in a 2-on-1. And Speedy only 6 points of HP, but he spots out Smooya. Goes for the pre-fire and gets himself some damage, as now Smooya finally moving. 30 seconds remaining. Knows position of 1. Gets the kill on the Innocent, but Speedy clutches it. That could have got really dangerous. Speedy was so low. A single bullet would have taken him down. But Sprout in the end, they do manage to claw their way over the finish line in that round and successfully survive the anti-eco.
Oh, Smooya? That's an AK. Okay, he's clearly feeling it. Not sure the rest of the team is, because they are very slow to buy up. But clearly Smooya is confident he can get the job done with the 1 AK alongside the pistols. I mean, at the very least, this is going to be unexpected for the Sprout side, I guess you could say. There's no way they predict a force buy here. TSAC going to be trying to go out towards Plat early on. The P250 out does get the opening kill. Okay, this becomes dangerous now as Robin gets great timing on the push. This is looking good for Epsilon. They get 2 openings, and it wasn't even Smooya with the AK who had to find those first frags.
Yeah, really great start to this round for Epsilon. Perhaps even better than they could have expected. Been able to retrieve himself a UMP also to work with. And only taking a bit of damage onto TSAC. So right now, Sprout, bit of a gamble towards the A-bomb site. There is 2 players in position to try and hold this one down. But NATO Safix is now going to be the sole one, as Spiddy decides to back off once that smoke goes down towards door. NATO goes for a peek at least, gets himself some info. But he needs to be cautious now. There will be players coming in from A-long also, as he does have the support from Speedy finally. But it's going to be difficult for them to try and shut this one down. They will get overwhelmed indeed. Cosmine and Surreal taking 1 each, as now it's all onto Crystal in a 1-on-4. This round it has fallen apart for the German side, as Epsilon looking likely to reach double digits.
Well, Smooya buys the AK and doesn't even really shoot it. It's the rest of the team that get the kills between them. 4 frags for the CZs alongside the AK. And so Epsilon, well, they get the job done. Crystal is just going to have to save. Very surprising that the AK didn't even have to do anything there. Smooya was just waiting to be able to trade with his teammates. However, instead, they go in first to get the information and end up just winning the fights. I do like the setup as well from Epsilon there. It's pretty sort of normal, but just having Smooya as the second or third player running in allows him to have the chance to get the trades. But yeah, they didn't need that this time around. They're going to get up to their 10th round. And that's really brutal for Sprout's economy. Even with the 1 rifle saved, their money looks fairly brutal. In fact, Sprouts are going to have a very similar buy to what Epsilon just had in that previous round.
Yeah, just the one rifle, which interestingly enough is going to be carried over by Crystal. I presume that would have maybe been dropped to one of the players that is perhaps a bit more capable with the rifle, but I guess he's happy enough with just continuing on with that himself, as he also has quite a lot of utility to back it up. He has the Molotov, he has the smoke, and he also has flashes, and it looks like they will be going for a boost in towards the drop room, but they made a lot of noise in the process, and Innocent able to spot out a few players on long. Great shot on the Smooya. Takes his head straight off, as with flashes also gone down. Epsilon are going to be forced back from this position. Great usage of Molotovs also, as now it is going to be a man advantage for a Sprout, and they completely denied a chance for a trade frag to come in for Epsilon.
In the meantime, Epsilon just going to come straight back towards A. They want to go quickly, with good reason, because there is only one player currently up towards A, but NATO Safix can just tuck his way out towards A long and hide away. Makes things much easier for his team, because he's going to get the kill. He's going to keep on going. NATO gets a second frag. And out of nowhere, Epsilon only have one man left. Cosmin, out in the open, will be taken down. Just as Epsilon get back into a great position, it gets snatched away from them by Sprout winning. Yeah, they probably will, but
yeah,
it's, I mean, it's a game of forces right now.
They have 3 rifles, though. I feel like they have too many rifles to win a force buy round.
Ooh,
it seems like the pistols do most of the work nowadays. So T-Sac, he'll be the man we look towards to get the heavy lifting done into this round, obviously, with that Deagle. When he messing, though. But yeah, 3 AKs. That's actually not too bad of a buy into this one. It's not much worse than the investment that we're currently seeing come into this one by Sprout. So it should be a fairly even round. Of course, Epsilon not going to be too happy with that, but Surreal spamming through the smoke. Damage being done onto Dennis. Drops him down to 22 points of HP. Down to that red zone. As Epsilon now starting this round off quite strong, actually.
Wow, Dennis down to 20. Oh, okay. Whoa.
How did that happen?
Well, did Dennis get boosted up? What even was that? He's going to get taken down nonetheless. There goes Innocent, though, getting a couple of kills back. Makes it a second. That makes a big, big difference. I still don't know how Dennis was in the smoke with T-Sac out towards B plat. NATO Safix is going to get a free kill from behind, and so it doesn't matter that Dennis died off because the rest of his team managed to get the job done. Unless Cosmin gets one of the most insane clutches. I mean, a 1v4 isn't that insane, but you know what I mean. It's not happening, is it?
Probably not, no. Most likely not. But yeah, Sprout been able to chain 2 rounds together now, or at least should be able to do so. But yeah, Dennis, what happened was early on in the round, he got boosted up with drop. He got taken down to 22 HP, and I guess he just decided to run forward and jump around to long, and he just ended up with his back against an opponent. Didn't really work out for him at all. He got taken down. But didn't really matter in the end, as Sprout likely to still take this round. We do see over towards the A bomb site, though. Maybe a bomb can can be planted at least. Cosmin is going to be able to get that down, so a small bonus at least going to be found, as now he has a chance to try and actually clutch this one out. 4 players, one of those being only 5 HP, but they know he's stuck onto the bomb site, which is a problem. Doesn't really have much room to really move around, as now he will definitely be spotted. If players coming from above all directions, Cosmin finds the 1 kill at least, but Crystal instantly does come in with that trade, as it is going to be Sprout now to equalise the scoreline.
Again, a very hotly contested matchup, back to a 10-10 scoreline. I believe we were at this point as well, back on Mirage at one point in the game, but it was Sprout who took that one fairly decently. Let's see if Epsilon can overcome that this time around, because again, they only have pistols. Not exactly feeling great for them, but we've seen what they can do with pistols in the past. In that one round, they managed to take. Sprout this time trying to stick together a little bit more. Dennis and NATO Safix both focused in towards mid. Dennis going to be playing up close. Does mean that if they both go down, the A site would be completely lost quite quickly, and A-Long could become a factor in that. You can see now Dennis is going to fall back to watch that position, so shouldn't be a massive issue, especially because there's now a 3rd player rotating. Having said that, NATO gets caught out, but Spibby is here. He is the rotator, and he gets 3 kills so quickly. I think the players without Kevlar fell really, really fast there. That's what costed them. Robin does get the 1 kill. Ooh, an AK in his hands. Maybe a chance here. This is very winnable for Robin now. They're going to fight him. I was going to say, if Robin gets that headshot, he could do it, but not meant to be. Sprout claimed the lead.
Yeah, I guess you could say that was a very speedy 3K.
Oh.
That is the worst joke I've ever made, but yeah. May as well keep it a bit entertaining. We can have a bit of fun also while we cast. But yeah, Sprout able to get themselves that lead now. Has been very back and forth overall. So let's see if it's going to actually continue to do so, or will one team finally begin to take some momentum, as Epsilon now been able to get the buyout into this one. Won't have the up though. It is just going to be the 5 AKs, but a decent amount of utility to work with will allow them to actually try and get these opening kills. Nice flash by T-Sack, but he doesn't peek out on time to actually capitalize on that one. You know, Sapix is allowed to fall back off and stay alive for the moment, as now it is going to be the T's looking to try and get some control over towards A, and Dennis at the moment is solo, and he's very aggressive also. If he gets taken down, this could give a lot of room for Epsilon to just commit to this bomb site, and right now they're even just creeping up the ramp, and it's only going to be Spitty back behind that door to try and actually put in any form of defense. And I don't know if it's really going to be much happening now. It should be actually just the bomb going down, and maybe a bit of an awkward 5-on-5 retake is going to be coming in with no damage yet exchanged. Not something you see all the time, but Dennis, he's in a good position, gets one. He isn't actually going to spot out Smooya, so the bomb will go down before the damage is going to be traded back. But still, Sprout with a one-man advantage, and Smooya doing more even through that wood there. But somehow Dennis, for the moment, is going to remain alive. Cosmian, he's being boosted up, pushing forward. He's going to be able to spot out NATO Safix and Cosmian as he finds himself at least one. But still, Sprout now with a one-man advantage.
Yeah, they're going to try and force this retake. T-Sack is going to hold off, and he gets that headshot. That might just make the difference because the time is ticking down, and Smooya, flicking all over the place, gets that headshot. Just going to be Spitty left, and he looks to save the AWP. Smooya will just fall back. Epsilon should be safe as he goes ahead and runs as far away as he can. And there we go. Spitty just forced to save. Back to an even scoreline. Very, very tight game so far. Been seeing quite a few forces won back and forth, but so far in this second half, Sprout have probably had the best of things, but that might not be the case here, because with only pistols to play with alongside the AWP, Epsilon have got to be feeling like this is their chance to really make their mark on this map.
Yeah, certainly. They have an up on Spitty, interestingly enough. It's strange that they decide to have him rocking that weapon when they have two primary uppers, and neither of those is Spitty. But I guess he's confident with it at the moment. He is also the only player that was able to invest into the Kevlar. So let's see what he's going to be able to get done into this one. As once again, Epsilon just working with the 5 rifles. They are going to be taking this one quite passively overall, holding fairly slowly, but with a lot of focus on A as they slowly try to creep up and get themselves that map control. And they're going to walk directly into a few players. This could get dangerous. But as I say, that Robin finds that crucial opening onto Dennis, and that's going to force the other player that was towards A, NATO Safix, to just fall off now and play back towards the bomb site itself along with his teammate.
Well, that is the first kill, and that nade also does a bit more damage. The AWP is still in play, but Spitty isn't going massively aggressive. He's just holding off towards B plat over at B long. Players on the Epsilon side could have still gone back towards him. That would have been scary. But it looks as though now Epsilon are going to go for the A play, except for T-Sack. He does peek into the AWP. He does fall, but that means that Sprout had a little bit of a fake soul to them, I guess you could say. They saw the one player towards B. They thought it might have been a B push. But now the A play comes in. The rotate, however, has come quickly. NATO gets a quick kill. Trade's going back. It's back to a 2-on-2, and Spitty gets that quick flick. He got 3 kills out of that round, and Sprout, in a matter of seconds, get the round win. That was very, very surprising that they could even get back to the A site in time there.
Yeah, that's not good for Epsilon. Their economy is being completely reset. Sprout, I guess you could say, they've kind of blossomed into a full flower right now, as they're going to be able to take full control of this game. I'm going to continue on with trying to make the cheesiest things I can possibly say, by the way. So just a warning, if anyone wants to go ahead and mute the stream whenever I start speaking, that is probably for the best. But yeah, Epsilon, their economy not looking great right now. They actually have a player within double eco territory, so Cosmian, even if they decide to eco into this one, he won't be able to get the full buy in the following round. The rest of his teammates, though, should be able to get the AKs out at least. Robin, maybe could drop the op over, or could go glass cannon himself, but I don't think that would really be worthwhile.
Yeah, at least they've taken the time out here, because that is, again, another round loss that is fairly devastating.
What's the chances Crystal forgets to buy Kevlar here? Because people always do that when they win an eco round.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
Ah, there we go.
Oh, he's done it. Does happen quite often, especially if you save a gun from the previous round, you didn't have Kevlar, and you're like, oh,
you're all hyped about the win, yeah. You're all hyped about the win, and you don't realize, and then you're like, oh, about 30 seconds into the round, you look down, and you're like, oh no, I have no Kevlar.
Oof. It's kind coming from a personal place there, Dean. I can feel it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's happened many times.
I'm a bit stupid sometimes, yeah. But yeah, fast play towards A. I don't think we'll really see much happening for Epsilon unless they can maybe catch a few players off guard. So Real finds one at least, but still, so far it's going to be Sprout taking most of the kills in their own favor. Dennis able to finish off 2, and T-Sac now last man standing, aiming for the bomb plant. This is actually a pretty decent find right now, as at least they will get that extra $800 per player, and T-Sac even gets one more kill with only the Glock. So 3 players remain alive for Sprout, as at least some damage has been done by Epsilon in this round. And now going into the following with that bomb plant, they should be able to actually get a fairly solid buyout.
Yeah, it's basically as good as good as Epsilon could have hoped for. But even then, we're at that sort of late stage of the second half where you really want to be competing for every single round. They're already 13-11 down. Sprout are just edging ever closer to the series win. We are going to see Epsilon have the full buy though. Smooya again has the AWP. He's been quite impactful on that when he's been able to pick that one up. And into this 25th round, we are just going to see Epsilon spread across the map. It does seem fairly often teams try and take these rounds slowly. Surreal there. Very close to being taken down. That shot through the door takes him low to 33 HP. Nice little line up there from NATO to kick things off. Good start for Sprout, although not an opening pick, so nothing incredible. But with NATO still being out towards A with the AWP, he could certainly still do some more damage.
Oh yeah, certainly. There's a decent setup right now. We also see Dennis has been very aggressive right now down towards middle, but he tries to actually push forward. T-Sac is going to be able to take him down. And now NATO really has to get a lot of work done from this position. He has 5 players coming towards him from different angles also, which is going to complicate things even further. He gets at least one, but thanks to the little gap being available underneath that van, it is going to be Surreal successfully finding the trade. And Spiddy and Crystal now are just kind of stuck in towards the underneath balcony, but they're going to be able to get a few kills out of it at least. They get one, tried it back by Cosmian as he gets a second headshot onto Innocent, and now it's all onto Crystal in a 1-on-3 to try and win this one out. I don't think he's aware both players are on the bomb site, but he's just playing around, low HP. He definitely has a chance to win this as he gets himself another all onto Smooya, and he falls! It's Crystal to clutch to 1 versus 3.
Whew. That was tense, but Crystal holds his nerve there. That was impressive. The spray, well, not even spray transfer, but the spray on towards multiple opponents, not easy to do. He put himself in a pretty good position as well, where he had cover, at least decently, from some sides. So if he got the kills quickly enough, he could take extra fights. And that's exactly what came through. Huge round there, because now Epsilon are looking desperate. They're going to go for the B rush. MAC-10s, pistols in hands, and not really anything to show for it. The kill's already coming in. Crystal gets flashed, and it's a great flash at that. Crystal keeps on fragging. Another 2K for him, and he might just look to make it a third. Nearly took Smooya down there. Smooya sneaks his way forwards, but it's Dennis to eventually hunt him down. And it looks as though Sprout are going to get revenge here after losing against Epsilon in the other IEM Katowice qualifier. Seems as though in this one, they've got Epsilon's number.
Oh, they've got more than a number. That was just an amazing round by Crystal. Back-to-back 2 rounds in a row. The IGL of the Sprout side steps it up massively. Not usually a player known for that rifle play either. Tends to be a primary upper, but of course handing that over towards NATO, and he definitely seems to be readjusting quite well now to the rifles as he gets himself an amazing clutch. And now it's going to be map point in favor of Sprout as Epsilon buying into this one. Of course, they have to get what they can out of it, but it's not really going to be amazing. They have 2 AKs, a Galil, a UMP, and a Desert Eagle, but also a very limited amount of utilities. Right now, it looks like they will be looking to maybe try and split towards this A bomb site. Looking to try and make their way down the connector with 3 players, and a good setup right now. We see Speedy in a good position, but he won't be able to find that opening kill. Robin opens it up instead, gets the headshot. Dennis going to be able to trade it back, but Robin once again steps it up. The Swede going to be able to find 2 important headshots to give a chance, but NATO returns it with the op. Takes down 1 more, and Cosmian on the flank once again, as it will be eventually Epsilon to come out on top of those trades. But Sprout have decided to go for a long rotate. 2 players coming in from middle now. They will be in a good position. Perhaps this won't be known, and they have a small element of surprise at least to try and work with.
Cosmian here's the steps, quick headshot, double spray down for a triple kill on the round, and Epsilon keep themselves alive. It's around 28 here. Sprout have a decision to make in terms of whether or not they want to buy, and I think that decision has been answered because Spiddy has only bought a Zeus, so looks like they won't go for the full purchase, and I do agree with that decision at this point. You have the opportunity to just make sure you get a proper full buy together, and they can still at least invest something into this round and maybe have at least a slither of hope, at least some sort of chance. You're going to see Crystal try and get some ridiculous jumping dig shots. Cosmine on the edge of that smoke. Very quick shot to get that opener. In the meantime, Smooya hoping for some lucky spray, not going to find it. You can see those Sprout all grouped up around flat. Cosmine could get overwhelmed if he's not careful, but Cosmine gets himself a quick triple. And now it's only really going to be Spiddy. He does actually get the Zeus kill there, and NATO also finds a frag. A little bit dangerous, but if NATO goes down, that should be the round. And Smooya will find just that. Only Spiddy left. Looks like Sprout are going to have to concede this one, but again, this was an eco. They're focused on the next round.
Yeah, focused on just getting out a good gun round into the following, and then they have a pretty decent economy actually available to them. They'll be getting 1900 on top of what they currently have, and they actually have a couple of players above 3000, one on 4300. That's Crystal, so he could even buy up that up if he wanted to do so. NATO Safix, of course, he should have enough to get one of his own of it, but that would be glass cannon, so Crystal may maybe even drop that over to his teammate. But yeah, double up setup, not really too viable on this map, so I'm expecting only one. But the question is who brings that out. But yeah, Spiddy right now, he actually has a decent chance of actually being able to save this AK. Allow himself to get that extra utility into the upcoming round. Smooya trying to hunt, maybe able to actually find them within the last few seconds. But Spiddy wins the fight, gets himself the headshot, and now it's only 2 rounds, and the difference is Epsilon looking possible now that they could maybe force this into overtime. If they take this gun round, then Sprout in the potentially final round would be working with a very weak buy.
Here we go. This round could decide this series. Well, I mean, any round could at this point, because Sprout are up at series point. But this is their best chance to take the win. We are going to see the AWPs on both sides. NATO has been fairly good so far, as has Smooya. They've both been certainly good performers for their respective teams, especially when they've had those AWPs. And that's something they both have to play with here. We haven't really seen the opposite AWPers fight each other all that often, though. So if either of those AWPers could take the opposite number down, then that would be a huge, huge way to start things off. And that's certainly a possibility here, because Smooya's out towards A long, whereas NATO is towards the A site. Doesn't quite seem as though Smooya wants to fully commit to the push, though, which is understandable. But now Smooya had a chance for the pick. Dennis getting a little bit lucky there that he doesn't get taken down. The Molotov going up. It looks like Epsilon not going to commit just yet. 54 seconds. Now the nades come over the top. This might just be the A push.
Yeah, NATO was able to open that one up by taking down Cosme, and Dennis in a great position, drops the bomb, spots out the shoulder and the shadow of Smooya, and is going to be able to take him down. So Robin and T-Stack have to try and save this for Epsilon. Let's see if they're going to be able to do so. 40 seconds just about remaining, and now it's all down to the Swede, as he's the sole man standing for this terrorist side to try and save his teammates and keep them alive. As a reminder, this is an elimination match, so Sprout should be able to take this one. Damage being done, he will eventually be finished off, and it is going to be Sprout taking this series 2-0. I'll be a little bit closer on Cobblestone than was predicted on the analyst desk. But speaking of the analyst desk, let's throw it back over there now to discuss the game we did just see.